Hey everybody, this is Minion Soldier, and here I am flying the Xi'an Scout. Now I've had a few days to mess around with it. I've formulated some opinions on the ship overall, and I kind of wanted to go over some of that stuff. And overall, I want to just start off by saying that love this ship. Is it what I expected when I bought it? Yes. Now, with a slight pause of hesitation, because there is one issue, like one problem with the ship that I see, and that is the lack of weaponry. Now, of course, the ship doesn't come with missiles, so I think that in and of itself, pretty much that and the lack of guns, I just feel that it just needs another set of 2 size 2 fixed to go with the 2 size 3 fixed, which of course you could, I guess, downgrade all of that to 2 size 1 gimbaled and 2 size 2 gimbaled. That is the one change that I would make. Apart from that, love the ship. Maneuverability, amazing. Absolutely amazing. The ship just, you can side strafe with this ship without even touching boost. It just slides right into a side strafe or a circle strafe. Absolutely fantastic. I mean, just touch the boost a bit and you're here, you're there. It's just absolutely fantastic. You can deal with asteroids, you can maneuver through them with a lot more authority than you could with a Super Hornet or even a Saber or even a Gladius. This thing is just unbelievable when it comes to maneuverability, and that in and of itself is enough reason I think that people should get together Rec and just test fly this thing. I'm not saying spend your money on it, but test fly it and see, because this is a great ship to fly. It's an absolute joy to fly, and whereas with other ships like the Super Hornet, even the Saber, there is a certain element of you're fighting the ship, whereas this ship just says, oh, what do you want to do? Oh, you want to go left? Let's go left. Oh, what do you want to do? You want to go right? Let's go right. Up, down, faster, slower, and the ship just does it. Just does it. And that is, I think, just amazing. And is, having flown so many ships in Star Citizen, to have a ship that actually responds like that is just amazing. And it's so transformative compared to the other ships in the game. So, absolutely, the maneuverability is just, that alone I think would be worth farming up the Rec to fly it, just to try this out. It's awesome. Now the speed, 290 meters a second. Holy shit, is it good? Holy shit, is it good? It just allows you to get around the battlefield quickly, and that coupled with the maneuverability that still, you know, responds even at those speeds is amazing. Now, you do find yourself more often than not verging on the edge of losing consciousness, and really one of the tricks that you're going to have to learn early on is how to kind of skirt the edge of losing consciousness without fully losing consciousness. It might not make sense the way I'm saying it, but you're really going to find yourself kind of always fighting to, you know, just kind of stay at that point where you can still sort of see, but maneuver, you know, keep your maneuvers up. It's, I guess, it's very difficult to articulate right now, but it is definitely, you're going to run into that if you're flying the ship. Sooner or later, you're just going to be on the verge of losing consciousness, and like right now. But it's just, I feel that it kind of adds a little bit of exhilaration to the situation, and the fact that the ship remains so responsive is just amazing. The maneuverability and the speed. Now the size, as you'll note there where I was still getting hit, is a bit of an issue. And oddly enough, I am having an issue where it seems that because of the speed and the maneuverability, even when I'm trying to circle strafe, I'll still close in with opponents. So I still have to make some adjustments, because every once in a while I still have these collisions. So I'm still just trying to figure that part out as well. But overall, the way the ship handles in flight is absolutely amazing. the speed, the maneuverability, all of that. Cockpit visibility, incredible. One of the things that allows you to maneuver around these asteroids with, with so much authority and with so much confidence is the fact that you have so many more points of reference in a cockpit like this, much like the Mustang cockpit and much like the Cutlass cockpit as well. Excellent visibility, absolutely excellent, and it's just these are fighters that have gotten it right when in terms of visibility. I mean, these are cockpits that are designed almost seemingly from a more realistic perspective of, yes, the pilot actually needs to see what he's doing in a fighter. I mean, if you look at modern fighters from just about any nation, you'll see that pilots are more so nowadays up and out, whereas so many like fighters like the Hornet, where you're kind of like down and in. But this is something that I think if you had like an HTC Vive or a Rift Oculus once support is back in the game, I think this is a fighter that would just be absolutely amazing with the Rift Oculus. It just, I mean, the visibility, and especially, when you're side strafing and circle strafing, you might get yourself into a bit of a situation. And I just think that, just the ability to glance left or glance right quickly would be just so good in this ship. And just given that you have this wide field of view in this ship, it would just lend itself so well to a system like that. And definitely, having flown this now for 3-4 days, I was always looking at Rift Oculus and thinking, well, do I really want to get that? How would I record videos with it? Would they all look like that sort of walleye fishbowl vision, or could I somehow get a second feed of video that would be straight and normal? Blah 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 blah. But this has made me kind of reconsider my position on the Rift Oculus and maybe consider it as something down the road, just because of the way this ship is, more so than the Mustang and more so than the Cutlass. Because the Mustang the Mustang, let's be honest, I was never ever going to fly the Mustang, really. I mean, I've owned a Mustang before and I've flown around in it, and they certainly are good ships, but I'm not going to fly a Mustang. I've got better ships. So, it really wasn't that. And I mean, the Cutlass was a possibility, but not really a long-term possibility that I was going to own and fly a Cutlass over the long term. But this, just based on the way it handles alone, is definitely something that I would consider flying in the long term as soon as the weapon issue gets resolved. Once we got about 2 size 2s to go along with these 2 size 3s, even if they're fixed, I think that's when the ship will finally come together. And that is just the one thing that is missing with this ship, because I mean, remember, the ship doesn't have missiles. And even though it does have this high speed, it's still going to have to be able to deal with opponents with authority. And now shooting down Vanduul and Vanduul Swarm is one thing, but shooting down people in Arena Commander is totally another. And you're going to need a little bit more firepower to do that than just a 2 size 3s. Sorry, but it's true. So, I mean, at least to do so in an expedient way. So I really think that this does need to be upgunned, but I think that having 2 size 3s and 2 size 2s should probably be the very maximum of its potential. Now, if it had missiles or other things, then maybe this would be a little bit more tolerable, but I still think that two more size 3s, or not 2 more size 3s, or just 2 more size 2s would just be the absolute Goldilocks zone for this ship in terms of damage output. So overall, am I satisfied with my purchase? Absolutely. With the one caveat being, fix the weapons. But apart from that, yeah, it has been an absolute joy to fly. I have been definitely enjoying myself, and it really has lent itself well to my G13 control setup. That's something I've been working on specifically for this ship for a long time. It's something that I've been planning out, and to finally be able to use it in this ship was just awesome. So overall, very satisfied with the ship. Waiting for a bit of a weapons buff, but apart from that, yeah, fantastic ship. Handles itself well, maneuvers with authority, no problem dodging and diving through asteroids, and it even making me think about like an HTC Vive or a Rift Oculus. Anyways, well, you know what? I'm going to add one more thing to this review. Now, this is supposed to be the light fighter or the scout, right? So obviously there's a full-bred combat version of the ship, right? The way this ship handles, if there is a full-blown combat version of this that is already upgunned, now they talked about variants at some point when they acknowledged, yeah, we said there was supposed to be a second seat, but there isn't a second seat. Maybe we'll bring out a variant later, or some kind of change to it. But this, just these few test flights alone have made me wonder if, depending on how things turn out, if the possibility of a short stint in Xi'an space isn't in my future. Because if this is the light fighter, I'd like to see a beefed up heavy combat version of this. I really, really would, if it maintains the maneuverability. Anyways, yeah, overall, absolutely overjoyed. Love the ship. Wish it was a little bit harder hitting, but apart from that, fantastic ship, and possibly one of the best fighter launches that we've seen in Star Citizen. I think it really came out well in terms of maneuverability and speed. Yes, needs a little bit more firepower. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.